tell you how much I've learned from Mr. Chokadi and still learning. What if I had an attitude towards Mr. Chokadi? I would not have the privilege to allow myself to learn from him. I am richer today because of him. Today what I know is because of his leadership, because I allowed myself to be subjected to him and to be led by him. Today I can lead because I was a good follower. You cannot become a leader unless you are a good follower. And I have followed him. And I respected him. There's not one day he cannot say, she did not respect me. He was hard on me, did not sign my submissions. He did not want to do anything. He says, I want a concept of Then I go, where do I put the rationale? Where do I put it? And he says, where is your outline? Today, I'm an expert. But today, I'm doing the same. When curriculum branch are coming, I ask, where is your concept? Colleagues, that is on a lighter note. Mr. Esam, this is not the department that you know. This is not the department where we had DBE to come in to get Mr. Mwele, yourself, Ronnie Swart. Yo, they were a big delegation to come and fix the department. It's not the same. You're sitting here with awesome managers. These are the managers, Mr. Esam, that you don't need a shambles. Don't need a shambles with any of these managers. They're doing things out of their own. They're doing things because they feel this is my job, this is my... And you know, they're so bad, you know, they don't give me sometimes space. I want this, I want that. You must help me with this, you must help me with that, and so on. But it's a pleasure for me to help and assist because I know who they are. I will keep on saying it, colleagues, I'm blessed having a team such as you. Yes, I do fight with you, I do disagree with you, but from the bottom of my heart, I really want to say truly thankful, truly grateful to you, and I really think you are absolutely awesome, and you are doing an excellent work. I want to say to James today, James, we've got about 7 days left. I've decided to give Dr. Beje my slot because I want him to take us through where we're at. I want him also to let us know the areas where we really need to improve now. I also wanted to start to indicate, colleagues, I'm not going to go through the presentation I had with you, but I wanted to do a few reflections and a few remarks. Currently, we are facing a taxi shutdown. If that is not resolved today, it can have serious ramifications for us as a sector. I'm not only talking about our matriculants, I'm talking about our learners. I'm talking from our learners right up from grade 1 up to matric. Yes, it's a tough battle that Premier and the MECs are facing today, but I'm trusting God that there will be a solution to the problem. We already got one learner in Amatola West that committed suicide. And it's saying to us, we need more psychosocial support. Over the holidays, I can confirm that one learner in Nelson Mandela Bay, an outstanding soccer player with a dream to become a Bafana player, was brutally murdered on a sport field. 17-year-old boy from Lawson Brown, brutally murdered. And whilst they have murdered him, they also made a video of how they murdered him. And this video was circulating so that the parents can see how brutally their son has been murdered. We also in the process where a number of our learners ascribe on the social media and say, my educator has molested me. And Mr. Nguni had his hands full, and I'm so grateful towards Mr. Nguni and the team for the work they have been doing currently. We've also been inundated with oversight visits, and I'm feeling sorry for my staff because we are having SCOA now. Mr. Mchida can't be here. When the exam's starting next week, we have legislature going to the people, where we need to take DDGs and key managers from the offices to go and attend to that. We have NCOP visits next week, Alex, whilst the exams are starting. We also had the women desk that wanted to come and visit us. So all these things are happening on the 20th, Alex. And we know we cannot be sidetracked. But I also know they say on every level there is a new level. So once you think you conquer this level, Mamkesa, then there's a level. But I believe we will be able to conquer that all. As a leadership, we have decided to talk to each other. And I have spoken to Mamkesa. And we know there's no money. But when I said to Mamkesa, this is the situation pertaining to our learners, Mamkesa said to me, let's find money, let's look for money, let us incubate all our learners. So we're coming here today to say to Cluster B, we would like to accommodate all those learners currently that we know there is a risk that they are facing in terms of scholar transport. Even if an issue is resolved, we still would like to incubate them. We also heard that in one of our schools, I'm not sure where it's OR Tambo Coastal or Inland. I think it is Coastal. Is it Coastal, Dr. Piano, or Inland? Where at one of our centers, the thugs came in and they took the 4x4 of one of the educators, so which means there is a safety challenge that we are facing currently at our centers. So again, Mr. Chokadi, we need to sit and make a decision and decide how we're going to keep our learners safe during this time. Also, it's important to note, during this time of the exam, last year, that 3 of our learners were brutally raped. And we cannot have the same incident than last year. Hence, I indicated to colleagues this morning that we need to get extra security for our schools. And this is now not about considering budget, but it's considering our learners and our educators. I also indicated, because I've got a good relationship with the newly appointed HOD of safety, that we provide him with a list of all our centers and ask him to connect with those centers and making sure he provides a van or even police patrolling that centers. So these are some of the challenges that we are facing. Colleagues, we were in Scopa on Monday. Now, as a department, you normally fear Scopa. And for those who have been long in the Department of Education, you can enter Scopa, and then Scopa will say to you, pack your bags, leave. If you are not ready and you don't know what you are saying. We were well received in Scopa because we've got an unqualified audit report that we need to sustain and improve. So that one already made them receiving as well. But however, they have raised these pertinent issues that we should really consider and make sure we devise a plan to deal with them. The accruals that were approximately 1.7 million, they have a problem with the accruals. So that is an area where we need to put our brakes on. And I know at times we have a problem. Mamkesa, why are you doing that? Mamkesa says, I've got a mandate to reduce the accruals because you want us to get a clean audit. By getting a clean audit, we cannot sit with 1.7 billion accruals, Collins. The other one is our overdraft of 1.2 billion that has been coming on since 2030. So these areas were raised by SCOPA. NSNP, they drilled me on NSNP. So what I've done, I decided so now and then to throw Mr. Chokadi under the bus, you know. So whenever there was an NSNP question, I said, Mr. Chokadi, NSNP, you know. But the reality of the matter is district directors, it's all not well with NSNP. Some of the key areas with NSNP is the misuse of NSNP funds. And it's not joy to me, and I'm sure not to risk management and to Mr. Nguni when we need to dismiss young principals because of the misuse of funds. SGBs having their finger in the pie. So the way forward for us from SCOPA is that we need to re-look at the NSNP model currently. We need to re-look whether this model is really working for us. Yes, it's working in terms of getting the money to the school. But when the money is landing at the school, it goes to boxes, it goes to SPAR, it goes to Checkers, and even our own communities do not benefit from it. So one of the key issues, colleagues, for SCOPA, and they really drilled us for those who were there, NSNP. So by next year, when we appear in front of SCOPA, we need to do things differently where NSNP is concerned. They drilled us on ICT and broadband. And this is also the area that has been raised by the AG. And then also, colleagues, our infrastructure performance. In the meeting, we have the SIU there in the meeting. They said good news. They're not really investigating education, but they're investigating infrastructure, implementing agents and the relationship there. So which is good, colleagues. Normally the Hawks used to be on top of us and they say, not education. We're fine with education. I think the only person that would love to investigate us is only Mr. Lowe of Provincial Treasury. I think Mr. Lowe, if he gets up in the morning, the only thing he can think is education, education, education. He doesn't think outside education. He thinks, how can I catch Mr. Mshotana? How can I catch maybe Mr. Chokadi? How can I catch that one? We know what he has proven himself, and every time Mr. Lowe is coming short. Recently, colleagues, I had a panic in the department because Chantel forwarded to you a list and your name appeared on the list to say that you need to put yourself aside for a session to be investigated or interviewed. One such person was Mr. Bangeni. So I immediately got a call from Mr. Bangeni, and Mr. Bangeni said, why do I know she's where I am? Why is my name on the list? But then we put Mr. Bangeni at ease and say, even Mr. Ongaso is on the list. Even Ms. Puchani that left the department is on the list. And on the list there are 3 or 4 colleagues that has been deceased that they would like to interview. So what is it saying, colleagues? They want to interview Mr. Bangeni. And there are 3 colleagues deceased. And there are about 8 colleagues that left the department about more than 10 years ago. But you know, they want to investigate us, colleagues. They want to investigate us. So my office responded and said, you must not go and look for the dead to investigate them. You must not go and look for the retirees. We will not assist you with it. Because for me, it's clearly, why do you want to interview these colleagues? It's not making sense. So colleagues, then also what we need to look at, one of the key areas that is really a stumbling block to us is the rationalization and realignment. We had the summit here, and we really need to put that plan in action. Colleagues, if we don't do it, it will cost us financially. It will cost us around the PPN. And this is where you need that synergy between infrastructure and rationalization. Now, colleagues, for many years, the infrastructure area was a no-go area in the department. I had many sessions with our EXCO, and then I was told in EXCO, you must stop these two procurement systems in the department. And I think with the leadership of Ms. Lupondwana, we will be busy dealing with that two procurement systems in the department. There's lots of work for her and Mr. Savuka. And I'm appealing to colleagues to come alongside them and to grant them the necessary support. They're not doing it for me, they're doing it for us, and they're doing it for the province. I've also requested them, colleagues, for many years, we will decide for Dr. Piana and say, I think you need a fence at the school. We think he needs a fence at a particular school. But Dr. Piana says, sorry, I don't need that fence there. I need the fence there. Shocking, colleagues. I've got photos of fences that's being erected for 80 million for no purpose. For no purpose. But it's being erected and it's over a piece of land and it's laying like this. Beautiful fences, 80 million. But then you have Mr. Mabeke crying for a fence. He's crying for a fence because of vandalism. But there's a fence laying someplace 80 million for no purpose. So these are the things that we need to rectify. District directors must take accountability. District directors must say, these are my fencing projects. These are my projects that I want for refurbishment. This is what I want. I sign it off. Not for us as head office to determine for districts. So we need to do things differently. So this is my plea to Mr. Savuka and Ms. Lupondwana. Also, in terms of wasteful and fruitless expenditure, mainly caused by our implementing agents. Mainly by that. And the reason, Mr. Savuka, because we don't monitor them. We just send them the tranches, the money, but we don't monitor them. So these are the inefficiencies in the system. Colleagues, we want a clean audit. If we don't deal with these issues, then we can kiss a clean audit goodbye. And I think you know me. I'm persistent, and we will continue with our meetings on a Friday until we get these things right. Colleagues, they highlight a problem with performance management versus budget. We set our targets, but there's no budget. Or we have that zeal where we are saying, we can train 5,000 people. But we know we can only train 2,500. So we need to realign that two with each other. This was also managed. Then Mr. Harren say you're on the red carpet, not to walk it, for 30 days payment. Why can you not pay people? Yes, Mr. Harren, he asked, why is it him? It's Mr. Gideon, that says now it's not 30 days, Mum Kese. He says it's actually 12 days. 12 days. So we're deeper in trouble now with Mr. Gideon. So we said that to Scopa. So we need to get that one right. But I think our defense is, Mum Kese, when there's no funds, we can't pay within 30 days. Colleagues, the organogram is finally getting shape. Me and Mr. Zazela. But finally, I think me and Mr. Zazela, he's not going under the table. Colleagues, I want to reiterate Mr. Zazela needed support. And what we have done to him is not fair, you know. So finally, we got support from Mr. Zazela, finally. And we will see our organogram. But Mr. Zazela, I will not sign unless the following things are captured. And I want to say it in front of the colleagues. We need to sort out the subject advisory services. That is a non-negotiable. It can't be that you have a maths subject advisory services person also looking at science and other subjects. We need to deal with that one. ASP. We also need to look in terms of our ECD and foundation phase. We need monitors there. We need to start looking out of the box. Guys, I'm coming from ESSS today. It's Learner Development Support Services. That one directorate that I started, and Mrs. Chotini knows when I arrived in 2004, is now put together. It got libraries, it got scholar transport, hostels, sports, and Mamguluwe help me?
Health,
safety.
Hostels.
And hostels. So I'm telling you, I'm saying I'm not signing any organogram unless we deal with that directorate. I'm not signing any organogram unless we deal with NSNP. Half of NSNP has been taken away. The monitoring part of NSNP has been taken away, and that part must come back. Colleagues, we can thank God that we're not in the labor court for the 54 monitors that we have on year in and year out put on contract. We can thank God we're not in and outside the labor court. Mr. Zazela has done the job evaluations, and those monitors, we can appoint them. And I would like us to make sure they're on the organogram. Yesterday, my mother's adventure. They asked me for the previous day, they all ambushed me and said, "Ma, we want to see you." I said, "I'm going to Parliament." And they were not happy. And then yesterday, they decided all to put on statue t-shirts and toy and say, "We want our mother to come and see, we want to be employed, we want our salary to be increased." Colleagues, this is the pain of our mothers. They're all aging. When they're finishing, there's no pension. There's no pension. It's just a handshake and say it's goodbye. Now, I always say, colleagues, put yourself in another person's shoes. And these are the areas that we really need to look at. Let me come to our target. #87. Mr. Jomeni confused the system. He decided he wants to put his own target. I did not write him a letter yet, no? But the time will come when I write him the letter. But for now, he says #87. But we know, Mr. Jomeni, 88 is possible. But I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to leave that over for Dr. Beje to take us through. But whilst I was looking at our performance, colleagues, and by now you should know me, the performance of special schools are not good. So Mambula, Mr. Jomeni, Mr. Chokadi, I can lock you in here so that all of you can explain as to why our schools, special schools, did not do well. And whether we have given them the support. I'm not sure why Mr. Jack is looking at me. Fortunately, you're sitting far in the corner. It will be long for you to get out of the door. You know? So these are the issues that we really need to discuss. Colleagues, we look at the maths performance. We normally brag and boast and say, we are the province with the number of learners, with the most number of learners taking pure maths. But are we doing justice to a learner that gets 0 pass rate in maths? A learner that's getting 5% in maths? Aye, colleagues. It can't be. So this year, before the school closes, Mr. Jomeni must work with Dr. Beje and make sure we reach all those learners that got 0 to 5 and 0 to 10% pass rate. So colleagues, you are allowed to fail 1 subject. If you fail 2 subjects, you can't. No? So these are the things that we really need to look at. So we've got gents here today. We're saying 6 days, Mr. Chokadi, but we say we're going beyond the 6 days. We will use any other day to make sure we support our learners with the last mile. I also want to conclude, colleagues, to indicate to you that psychosocial support over this period of time is very important. You know, as you get near the exams, you will pick up the anxiety level of our learners. And we cannot ignore the anxiety level of our learners. Hence, Mr. Zenzile is not here, Mr. Peter is here, that we need to make sure we have social workers at every site. We need to make sure that our learners are getting the maximum support during this period of time. Colleagues, I have spoken to you in the strategic session with OTP, and I'm not going to repeat myself in terms of the priorities I've identified for us and how that priorities has been aligned with the 9 provincial priorities in the province, especially the one on inclusive and PCD and LACE, and also our sector priorities. And I know this morning we have focused on MTBBE, which is one of our sectors. So when you talk MTBBE, you talk mother-based tongue. And this morning that one was lifted up and to say, we're not doing well in our languages. So what are we going to do about that one? I want to wish us all well with the skill for the next 2 days and make sure that we have a plan when we come from here. We have our CAE here. I must say, she is jacked up and she already keeps me busy in terms of what she wants and how things must be done. Remember, I indicated she's no one's friend. She doesn't have friends. I'm her only friend. No? I am her only friend in the department. I will be worried if you say, oh, I'm close. Doesn't mean, Mom Sadia, you were catching a love with her this morning that you were a friend. I want to rectify that. When it comes to the BEE, she's going to deal with you. You know, so I wanted to rectify it. So she will smile with you. She will be nice with you. But it doesn't mean she's not coming after you with my permission. Huh? So allow me on that note to thank you all for being here this morning. And I want in particular thank the young people that were here early this morning. All those who are on probation were early this morning. And I want to indicate to you, I will sign your probation off to say you are permanently appointed. So I just wanted to make that announcement for being early this morning. The older people told me, I didn't see the message. No, I didn't take a shower yet. But the young people were ready and they were on time. Let us give them a round of applause.